What up, YouTube? Grandma J here coming at y'all with this video. Real quick. Take a walk with the kid. Y'all see these locks swing? They swinging now. When y'all first met me, my Jones was itty bitties. It was like that long. Now look at them swinging. I got a goal to hit my chest. That's my goal. Every time I started my hair off, I always cut it back. I always comb them out or cut it off. But now I'm gonna keep them for a little bit. Oh, that's a pretty bird. But take a walk with me, yo. I'm in Indiana right now, parked at a rest area. My load doesn't pick up until tomorrow at 4, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my walk on. I got on this weighted vest. It's 4 pounds. I've been on this workout journey, and it's a pretty good way to de-stress, to be honest with y'all. I have gained some weight. When I first came into trucking, I actually lost weight. I lost like 40 pounds, the unhealthy weight. And then when I started not letting the job take control over my health, I gained it back, plus some more. The last time I weighed myself was on March 24th. I was 188 pounds, and as y'all know, I'm 5'1", little as hell. I should not be carrying around all this weight, so I'm on a weight loss journey. But I'm on this video to vlog for a little bit, and I also want to welcome the new people to my channel. I guess uploading consistently does help increase your subscriber count. Thank y'all to the new faces. Welcome to the Grandma family. And to all of my other supporters, thank you for continuing on supporting the kid. While I'm walking, I guess I could talk about how I run my truck. Now, me personally, I don't like to stay at truck stops. Why? Because they can get chaotic depending on the size. So when I say that, something that could take you 10 minutes, take you 30 minutes now, especially at some of these loves, because some of the loves, you got the parking surrounding the fuel islands. So now you have to worry about the guys getting out the fuel islands, the guys that's just now coming in the back, and you gotta work your way around them to get on up out of the truck stop to start your day. You don't waste it 15 to 30 minutes of your time trying to get out the truck stop. In the beginning of my trucking career, very beginning, I avoided truck stops because I was scared to back. To be honest with y'all, I would just go to rest areas. But once I got comfortable with backing, I continued on staying at rest areas because all I have to do is pull on out of my spot, right onto the interstate. On my way I go. And a truck stop, it just takes too much time, so I don't stay at truck stops. I typically like to run the vast majority of my trip the first day if I can. Sometimes your first day ends up not being productive because you are getting loaded, and they don't always load you in that 2-hour frame or less than that 2-hour frame, so you have no choice but to work with what you have. So in the event that they do load you in a good amount of time, go ahead and knock out majority of those miles so that later on you don't have to worry about it. You never know what's going to happen after that first day. So don't be like, oh, I got 800 miles and I got 3 days to get it there, so I'm gonna do, what's that, 200 today, 400 tomorrow, and the rest of it the last day, because you never know. Shit, it might be like a rainstorm or some type of storm. You might run into an accident. You might run into roads that shut down, detours and all that. So when I run my truck, I like to run the majority of my trip on the first day, if possible. If my customer has overnight parking, I'll go straight there. Like my shipper, If my shipper has overnight parking or it's a rest area near my shipper, I'll go to that rest area or I'll go to my shipper. I'll overnight park there. I'll handle all of my business that I need to handle before I get to my shipper, like getting snacks and food and stuff like that. I go straight there, shut down, check in immediately, because it's a possibility that they can and they will load you early. I'm proof that they will load you early. I had an appointment yesterday, the day before yesterday, at 6 o'clock. I overnight parked at my customer. I had a pickup at 6 p.m. I walked into my customer at 7 a.m. They loaded me at 8 o'clock. I was gone. I made it from Texas to Indiana yesterday. A day and a half, I made it to Indiana. Delivered my load 24 hours early. Today, my load was supposed to deliver at 6 o'clock. I delivered my load yesterday at 6 o'clock. Now I'm parked up, relaxing on this little stroll. So I like to run my miles. Majority of my miles, I overnight park at customers. I handle my business. I don't stay at truck stops. Mostly stay at rest areas. I don't waste my time. Like, I don't continue on stopping. For the most part, when I start my drive shift, I like to knock out 250 to 300 miles before I stop for my 30, depending on where I'm at. If I'm in an area like Wyoming or something like that, I might stop like 200, something shy of 250, just because the truck stops in the rest areas aren't as, they don't have as many. So I'll stop early in those instances. But if I'm in an area where it's plenty of truck stops, plenty of rest areas, I go ahead and knock out 300 miles if I can. Take my 30-minute break, keep it pushing. I take my showers and all that during my 30-minute breaks if I can. Rack up them points. On a company side, you can't choose where you fuel at, but you can choose how you spend your points. So spend your points wisely. Save your points just in case there's a time where you don't make no money. You can use it to eat. You can use your points to pay for your showers and stuff like that. I like to fuel up at Pilots and Flying J's. That's usually where I get my showers in at for the most part. And I go from there. I don't waste time. Like, I don't do all that stopping and I'm gonna stop here for 15 minutes. I'm gonna stop there for 15 minutes. Nah, I don't waste my time. Time management is very important in this field. You waste your time, you waste the money. That time you wasting can be used on another load or the load you want now. What's the point of you stopping for 2 hours under a load? That's 100 miles. That's probably more than 100 miles if you push, if you average. I usually try to plan my trips averaging at 50 miles an hour because I never know what's going to happen. I don't go 50 miles an hour, but for the most part, when I was company, that's how I plan my trips. So I'll be like, okay, 400 miles, 8 hours. I probably finish something shy of 8 hours, but that's how I plan my trips. And that's pretty much all you have to do to be successful, to make as much money, to maximize your money out here. A lot of people feel like it's not worth it to become a truck driver because you're away from home. But if you make yourself as productive as possible, there's no such thing as you wasting your time out here. Now, if you're not making yourself productive and you just, playing around with your time, I don't feel like doing this, I'm gonna take a 34. I don't feel like doing that, and I'm gonna do this today and do that tomorrow. You never know what's gonna happen, like I said. So use your time wisely, and you should be good for the most part. Make sure you understand your clock. It take a little bit to understand your clock, especially coming from a team operation here at Prime where you do TNT. It's a team operation, and then you hop on a truck by yourself. It's no longer a team operation. You can't just be burning your clock out like that, especially when you don't know what you're doing. You can maximize your time with other things like A2 splits and stuff like that. I don't like A2 splits, but if I have to do an A2 split to get my load delivered on time, I'll do it. I'm aware that a lot of companies, like I think JB Hunt is one of them, I don't think they allow you to do A2 splits, but here at Prime, we do A2 splits if we have to. Disclaimer, I don't know how DOT handles split shifts like that, so do it at your own risk, but ask about it. And yeah, y'all, use your time wisely out here. Don't be out here wasting your time, especially over the road. Bro, I'm OJ signing up.